Yo, it's your boy Logos. And today when we add to this Auburn Preach video, they talk about vanilla shaming. I'm very curious to see what that is meaning. I'm not sure if they mean like white people shaming, or just being white, or trying to say that has something to do with slavery, or has something to do with freaking ice cream or flavors, whatever the hell it means. Let's just get into it and see what they're talking about.
Yo, today's topic.
What happened?
Vanilla shaming.
Vanilla shaming.
Yeah. Well, there's kink shaming and there's vanilla shaming. I don't think people kink shame anymore.
Kink,
I think they vanilla shame.
Now, yeah.
I don't think kink shaming is even. I think it's vanilla shaming now.
Yes.
If you tell people you're not into weird stuff or any freaky stuff, they're like, oh, you're so normal. Oh, you're so boring. I'm not gonna lie, that's become a big old pet peeve of mine. Why? Because I'm vanilla. But there's more to it.
You're hurt.
I'm actually not hurt. What I think it is, I think there's a misconception out there when it comes to what qualifies as quote unquote good or not good bedroom fun. What makes sex good for some people is going to be different for others. But the way a lot of people are introduced to anything bedroom related or anything intimacy related is, i.e., through adult videos or B, through physical responses to things. But when you don't know what you're doing in the bedroom, what do? You just do things you're emulating other people. The whole kink stuff is great. Like you want to bring whips and do all this other stuff, go ahead, go do your thing. But if you think that's what makes you good at intercourse, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. No clue. If you can't even do the basics, what is the basic? Can you even touch someone well? Because best believe, a lot of you motherfuckers have no idea how to touch someone in a way that makes them feel physically good. Some of y'all.
This is what he's saying is a very good point because, well, for one, I really don't understand why you would care so much whether or not somebody's freaky or not in the bedroom when you're not having sex with them to begin with. I don't see what you're going to gain by having them do something that you do or that you would like them to do, especially you're not going to have sex with them. That should just be between their partner and them. If their partner is satisfied, then mind your damn business. But what he's saying right now about you trying to be all kinky and all this other stuff, but you can't even get the basics down, like touching somebody, kissing somebody, just being intimate and like affectionate. That this gonna sound like left field-ish, but it's kind of similar to women who kind of see men who just want stuff that is physical, like looks and stuff. So they get their body done up, they'll get like a huge big ass, and they'll get their like body done. But then at the core, they're still the same woman that they was before. They can't hold a conversation. They're not respectful. They're not nice. They're not kind. And now they have this body and they have an even bigger ego. Like if you would just worked on your core stuff, you could have already had to have a relationship that you wanted. But you put money into having this body to attract more men or a certain type of man, but you don't even know if you're going to get what you're going to get or get the stuff that you want to get. You still may just get smashed and passed around now. You getting this BBL doesn't mean you're going to get a man to love you and marry you. You're just rolling the dice because you think this is what men want. But at the end of the day, your body is going to make me want to have a conversation with you. Unless that conversation is going to lead me to smashing. After I smash, do I want to talk to you? Or do I want you to just get out of my place and let me have my peace and quiet again? That's the thing.
I don't even know how to kiss people in a way that feels physically good. What I mean, you only have your way of kissing. You don't know how to adapt. It's almost like dancing. It is. You have your way of dancing, but if a partner is at a basic level or at an advanced level, you're going to do different things. You can't just try to do every spin you want to do if your follow can't do that shit. But the way some of y'all motherfuckers is, y'all be just using tongue like it's anybody. Some women don't like tongue. Some women like it. You have to even know how to look at the cues. This is fucking basic shit that no one ever talks about. I know women who are going to be 1,000 times more comfortable talking to me about their extreme proclivities, and then I ask them, like, can you even do the basics well? Come to find out they trash. They got whips in dungeons, never even learned how to caress somebody. How are you trying to do backflips? You can't even do a two-step, nigga.
How can you do a backflip? You can't even walk.
And you want to tell me you're good at what you're doing. You're good at movement. No, it is trendy now to have a weird kink. Oh, I like weird. This, or I like this kind of play, or this kind of play. I'm different. And they think that makes them interesting. They think that makes them experts or whatever the fuck it is. No, it just means you got a weird proclivity, and that's fine. but it doesn't mean you're actually good at the activity. It's akin to being in a sport like basketball and thinking you're an expert because you can do hook shots. Can you fucking dribble? Can you post up? Can you cross? Can you do any other skill? Just because you got one particular skill, it doesn't mean you're a well-rounded player. Just because you got one interesting kink, it don't mean you're well-rounded when it comes to sex in general.
It's like Queen with the skyhook. Cause like his skyhook was unstoppable, but the thing was, he know where to put you in the position. He know where to catch a ball and use post-up moves and gain position where you couldn't even defend a skyhook if you wanted to. I mean, he will catch a ball. Well, that's the thing too. Like the skyhook could be almost hit from anywhere because how tall he was and the length that he had. But at the same time, he had the ability to maneuver. He wasn't just standing at one spot and waiting for the ball. He could maneuver around. He could get around the post. He could maneuver and push back and bounce out. He was a valuable player. He wasn't just an offensive player. He was one of the greatest of all time. And that's the reason why LeBron just broke his record in year 20.
Because you know how to dunk, that you know how to play basketball. Okay, you said something that was interesting. You said a lot of you don't know your bodies and you don't know your thing and stuff like that. And a lot of women they don't have orgasm and stuff like that. It's funny how the narrative that is out there is that 73% of women never 73% of women never had an orgasm, and I understand that. And the narrative is that they put the fault on the man. But for a woman to achieve the O, you have to not only know your body, know your pressure points, but you have to free your mind of all the issues and the issues that you internally have. All the things the insecurities that you have. If you got insecurities about yourself, and then you cannot if the only thing you're thinking is that, oh my God, is my pum pum clean? Do I smell? Does he like my thing? Oh, I got stretch marks. Oh my God, my booty hole is showing. You can't.
Okay.
You can't. You can have a man doing all this stuff if your mind is not there. Because the reason why we owe and you women don't is we're committed.
No.
Hold on. We think about that. And also it's easier for us to come, and there's less there's less stigma. You have to understand, I'm not saying it's entirely your fault. There is less stigma around, you know what I mean? So
he does have a point, because when you look at it from a man's perspective, like, I'm pretty sure almost a lot of guys have experienced this. You about to like get with the girl and like you are ready to like go for it, and like for some reason, like that time of all times, it could be a new girl that you have like you've been liking for a while, or that you asked out and you finally hook up with her or whatever, and then for some reason your stuff just can't get up. Like any other time it can get up, but I guess like the tension of the moment or whatever, it just can't get up this time, and due to that time, you may miss out on having your chance with that girl that you want to hit. And it's just something that us guys just have to accept and walk off. And hopefully to not let that happen again. Either by going to the gym more or not being your meat so much. Like whatever you got to do, you just try to do whatever you can to make sure that moment that you have doesn't slip past you again like it just did before.
We have to understand that. But you have to understand what you have to do with your O. How much it involves what's going on in your mind. You being able to achieve that.
Yeah.
Like it's not just a physical thing. It's not necessarily put the thing there, wiggle it around, and you do the hokey pokey and everything is fine. That's not it.
What's the man's responsibility in this?
I gotta make you feel good. I gotta make you feel at ease. I gotta read. I gotta understand the signs. I gotta be able to read what's going on. Now I'll be able to ask. I have to make you feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. But I can't achieve that if you don't even know.
That's true. Both sides need to have communication. That way both sides can be satisfied. Because men cannot read women's mind. No matter how much they may try to act like it, or we try to say we can do it, we can always figure it out. Women need to explain themselves, or at least give context or give experiences, not in grave detail about guys, but just stuff that they like, that helps them get to that point. You know what I mean? Just both people have to be comfortable having that conversation about their bodies and the stuff they like and don't like. And then they can go about discovering new things by doing the stuff that the people already like. If you're comfortable with people, shoot, you're comfortable enough to share your body with them over and over again. At least have a conversation about the way you have sharing your body together. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like that crazy of a thing to me, especially if y'all in a relationship. That should be a fun thing, to be honest. That should lead into foreplay if y'all cool like that and you have that game like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the issue that some women may encounter in some situations is that some dudes don't care. I love Myron game where it's like, I don't care. It's not important. Yeah. So there's dudes who approach it that way, and obviously the basic problem that you're having is that you're sleeping with somebody who doesn't care about your needs, which is like the first problem. You shouldn't even be sleeping with that person. Yeah. Why would you want to be involved with somebody who don't care about your needs?
Boom.
And if you're fine with doing that, then don't complain about not having orgasm. You made your bed, laying it.
Boom.
Yeah,
it is a boring bed, apparently. Okay? That's your choice. But if you're involved with somebody who does care and makes effort, then you have to do also part of the labor. We have to meet each other halfway. Just because the last dude didn't need you to participate because he knew all the spots, don't mean the next person is going to do the same. You can't expect the same things from every person.
Because all the women are different anyways.
Yes.
Everybody is different.
They're all different, but certain things carry over. You can pay attention to certain sensitive spots. The anatomy of a human being cannot be that drastically different. Like, I'm going to take most women. Most women are going to like some ear play of some sorts. They are. Okay? But there's going to be some that don't. And when you encounter them, you just stop doing it for that person. But it's not like you got to be like, I'm rediscovering humankind. No, sorry. Okay? Oh, that's my spot. You and every other on the planet. Okay? It's not that special.
That's
it's not. It's okay. You need to have.
Someone did that joke. I think it was Chris Rock. He did that joke like, I know that spot. Because every woman has that spot. What the fuck? All y'all think y'all special?
Have the experience with each individual. What I'll say is this. When we talk about what people should be able to do, they shouldn't be able to do, how to find pleasure, I just wish that we would walk away from the stuff that's extreme just because it's easily accessible. It's boring to talk about a good sense of touch. It's boring to talk about, how to kiss properly, or even just like the differences between making love to somebody you're intimate with versus someone you don't give a shit about. Like, and what do those physical differences like? People say fucking vague ass shit like, oh, we were making love. We weren't having. I'm like, what does that mean though? What does that mean? What does that actually look like? And people don't talk about that. They just want to talk about the extreme fucking weird shit. So I don't know. I just feel that's something I've noticed before. And if you tell anyone, like, listen, I just like nice, intimate sex with people I like. Meaning I like to be able to hold them. I like the whole sense of touch. I like being able to discover. Just saying that, apparently to a lot of people, that shit sounds boring. I'm like, bruv, what do you think a regular sex life supposed to look like? You think it's just chains and whips the whole time?
Yeah.
You want to do some light choking? You want to do something like that? Bruv, sorry, choking is not kinky. Putting a bit of pressure on the side of the neck like this, that's not that special.
That's pretty standard.
I think people want to own that because they want to feel special.
Yeah.
But you're not. So, I don't know. I just wanted to bring this up and talk about it because I just noticed a lot of people get mad about the whole, like, vanilla stuff. And I'm like, bro, it's fine. Just do what you're supposed to do well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
You get mad about it.
I don't get mad about it. I just think, I don't get mad about it. I think what bothers me about it is I think it's just a bad way to have this discourse because it leads to a lot of people having bad sex. That's what it comes down to. Because if the only parameters by which you can enjoy yourself is you can engage in your kink stuff, then you are going to base yourself on mostly having bad intercourse.
Mm-hmm. I think it's crazy. Well, I guess it's just a poison of social media that people really listen to these random people. Not up and preach, but people say, like, if you just like vanilla stuff, you're weird. Like, why are you listening to people who say that type of stuff? Who cares what they think? You're not finna fuck them. Like, come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous. They're not in your bedroom. They shouldn't even know about the stuff that you do unless you told them. So you shouldn't even tell them to begin with. I really don't understand how people just get so influenced by social media and don't feel bad or anything at all for the stuff they choose to do when it's not harming anybody and both parties are consenting and definitely enjoying it when this is involved.
You're setting yourself up for a bad time because that stuff, you don't just get it right on the first time.
No, you don't.
You need to learn it and go through it a few times. Get your basics down right.
You need to train yourself, yeah.
And I can't just have you chained up all the time. How about after sex care? Have you guys ever talked about that? To just lay in bed and be able to caress the person? What does it feel like? Do they like nails on their back? Do they like their back gently caressed? Do they like actual pressure? These are things I wish people talked about. Why? Because if you knew the differences, you would actually try it with your partner and be like, ooh, do that again. Now you guys can enjoy it even more.
Motherfuckers don't talk. They just assume they just know how to do it.
No.
Sometimes it's good to not know.
And people lie to each other all the time. You know how many women I heard think they give good head and that technique is trash? Listen, if you've ever been with a night walker, somebody who works in the industry, listen, that technique ain't the same as you regular ladies. Y'all think y'all fired? You not. You average at best. Oh, but I make the man. Listen, dudes will come on anything. Don't mean you was great. And just because you know how to make a dude do it when you use your hands or your mouth doesn't mean you know how to make all guys do it. You don't have that but you've convinced yourself because you've had some good feedback. That don't make you amazing at it.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make you amazing. Maybe someone lied to you. Maybe you're good though. Maybe you're good. But whatever. No, I got nothing else.
Right, listen, I just wanted to talk about this because it's just pet peeves of mine that I've
good
noticed.
Subject.
It's just pet peeves of mine I've noticed because I'm like, y'all don't know what you're doing.
No.
Here's the thing. I didn't know what I was doing for a long time.
Fine.
I was maybe 26, and that's when I discovered. Because I had one partner who blew me out the fucking water.
Yeah.
She blew me out the water. Hey, listen. If the guys watching know what I'm talking about, y'all ever had one of them level 2 buster nuts? You know what I mean? Them tsunami alerts where you got to hold on to the rails because you like, yo, bro, am I coming or am I peeing? Because that shit is a flood, okay? Bruv, that shit had my whole leg twitching and shit. And everything she was doing, from physical touch to foreplay to taking her time, I'm like, yo, this is all Jasmine, whole new world, right? So it made me realize, everything I know before this was so one-dimensional. There's people who approach this from every fucking angle.
Yeah.
And then she opened my eyes to being able to be physically intimate in a much more deeper way. And so all this to say, it's okay to not know. It's okay to be like, you know what, I got a lot to learn. And, I've enjoyed the experience I've had up until now, but I don't think I'm amazing. It's okay to be humble about this whole shit. But everybody want to act like they top dog.
Shoot, that is a truthful thing. I'm glad he was able to admit that. Shoot, let me pause for that bullshit pull up. Oh, yeah, I got to watch that later. But, what he said is very, very true. There's nothing wrong with being not a know-it-all about a certain subject. That's the beauty of getting older and growing and getting wise. The more experience that you have and the more knowledge that you gain, the better off you'll be. So it's better off to just be more open and honest about the stuff that you do or don't know than to just be arrogant and say that you know it all when you don't. So I would just advise people to just be more humble about their backgrounds or the stuff that they do know about and be honest, because that's what's going to get us where we need to be, which is much, much better off and much, much happier. We don't need to just always act like we know it all, because oftentimes that could get us in a negative situation that we didn't ask for. It's your boy Logos, and I'll talk to y'all next time.